There's probably 10,001 crazy things going on in the world right now, but I sure did not expect number 10,002 to be Nintendo unveiling and dropping a new accessory for Switch in like the 11th hour, 45th minute. This system is about to expire as we enter a new generation in 2025, and they've got a new accessory for us, plus all the latest and greatest Nintendo Switch news in 10 minutes or less. So good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. Hope you're all doing fantastic out there. Actually, out in the morning. I know this time we got it to you before your lunch had already digested. It's hard being a Pacific time zone person, but it's not hard being a macaroni and cheese fan. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. What's the life like for someone that is not lactose intolerant? Dairy and me don't go together. It's, not the greatest combo. But what is a good combo is Kraft and Nintendo putting out some Mario mac and cheese. Just had to throw this in here because I think it's fun. And if I was little, I would have loved the heck out of this. I would have eaten it up, quite literally. What I also eat up is Nintendo announcing new accessories. All right, they kind of stopped the Joy-Con train a few years back. Remember, for a while, they were releasing new colorways, new special editions all the time. And that sort of evolved into, like, Switch Lights. It's kind of the only thing they do nowadays. Like, sometimes there's a Pro Controller. We got one with Tears of the Kingdom. Sometimes there's a new set of Joy-Con. There were some alongside Princess Peach Showtime. But Switch Lite is kind of all the rage. There's this gold Switch Lite. There were Animal Crossing Switch Lights. Now they've added another accessory to the table, something that probably should have came out in 2017, but instead comes out in 2024. It makes such little sense to me. I don't really get it. I think Nintendo's crazy. This just shows that they are certifiably crazy, off their rocker, and I'm not talking about MEL being a Famicom Detective Club, which I'm still bitter about, instead of being some new IP first-party horror title. Anyways, Nintendo has announced the Joy-Con charging station. It is a $20 accessory that allows you to charge your Joy-Con vertically or like a controller. This is a no-brainer. And this is something that Nintendo should have been selling eons ago. Why they're introducing it now is bizarro to me and confusing. And I have like two different theories. I want to get your take, but this is available in Japan right now exclusively. You can pre-order it. It's dropping in October. It's a $20 thing, and it charges your Joy-Con. It seems innocent enough, but Nintendo has relied on third-party products to charge up these Joy-Con since its inception. Why did they not have a special Joy-Con charger of their own until today? And I don't really understand it. Here's my two theories, okay? Theory one, drift was so bad and such an issue that selling more for your Joy-Con was going to create more of a headache and seem like Nintendo was milking you for controllers that already were kind of messed up. Maybe now they feel like the Joy-Con drift problem is officially in the past. It is now a historical Nintendo event, a canon event, but still a past event. And so they are now okay selling more Joy-Con accessories. It makes a little sense because I think the Joy-Con is, like, across the board, not the best way to play. I think everybody would kind of agree, like, it's fine, but it's not the best way. So this is sort of going back in time to an era where everyone loved the Joy-Con, or at least tolerated the Joy-Con, or at least didn't have a Pro Controller. I feel like everybody has some sort of Pro Controller nowadays, and if they don't, their Joy-Con are probably charging just fine on their Switch. Like, if you're not someone that's going to spend the dough on another controller, you're probably not going to spend the dough on a superfluous controller charger. But here's my other theory, okay? Nintendo is selling this now to introduce this because the next Joy-Con are going to die faster than these, and they are going to require more charges, and so Nintendo is getting out ahead by having a product in the market that can charge your Joy-Con. Boom. Would that be weird? Would it be weird for the Joy-Con to not be as battery savvy as they are currently? Maybe the controllers for Switch 2 are more technologically advanced. Maybe they do more. Maybe they have more going on. But would they be the same size? Or will they have the same rail system? Because we've heard that the upcoming Joy-Con are going to be magnetically attached to your Switch in some fancy schmancy new way of science. The rail system that allows these Joy-Con to attach to this charging station would not be applicable to the next series. So what the heck is this for? I think it makes very little sense. I cannot imagine that the Switch 2 Joy-Con will utilize the exact same rail system. I cannot imagine that they will not be more efficient. This is just a theory, of course. So the only other thing I can think of is that Nintendo knows that they've reached sort of a critical mass, a The whole market right now for Switch owners has been saturated. So what else are we going to sell them? Well, we're going to sell them Zelda, Mario and Luigi. We're going to sell them Mario Party. We're going to try to sell them Nintendo World Championships and I guess MEO Famicom Detective Club. But maybe we can sell them a Joy-Con charging station. It's a simple stocking stuffer type gift that still earns Nintendo much money. I'm sure this thing doesn't cost anywhere near $20. It's a piece of plastic with a cord. Probably very cheap, probably very easy to make, and maybe something that Nintendo is just moving into the market so that they can have another accessory and something simple to sell. Perhaps this states that they're not going to have a new special edition controller for the holidays. They're not going to have a new line of Joy-Con colorways. They're just going to have a charging station. A 7 years too late charging station. I don't know why anyone would get this. I do not recommend this, even at its cheap price point. I just charge my Switch Joy-Con on my Switch. Isn't that what everybody does? Why would you need another way to do it unless it's an extra pair? I understand that, but I would just swap those out then. Joy-Con have incredible battery life in my experience. I think they last a long time and do really well, so I find this to be completely funny, completely goofy, and one of the weirdest things Nintendo has done in a year that continues to be very weird. From skipping the February Direct to doing the strange MEOTs that ended up being a Famicom Detective Club game, to surprising us with a great lineup at the June Direct, even though we thought this was going to be kind of a slow stinker of a year, to bringing back Mario RPG in a triple jam fashion with RPG, Paper Mario, and now Brothership. What is Nintendo doing? Everything, anything, and all that they want to do. That's how they operate. They just do what they want to do, and if they want to put out a Joy-Con charging station 7 years late for no real explicable or inexplicable reason, I guess more power to them. Can you think of a reason why this makes sense beyond it being used as a potential holiday purchase or beyond having some tie to the next system? Like, why else put this out now? Is it something that was just set and they didn't have produced and they're like, well, we already paid for the mold, so we might as well produce them and get them out there? I can't figure it out. I don't know why. I don't even know if this is going to come worldwide. I would expect it to because it's a pretty simple accessory. It's not something that, takes a lot of shelf space. It's not something that takes up a lot of time. It's not something that you really even have to market. You can just be like, boom, an official Nintendo Joy-Con charging station. Stop buying the third-party ones and give us all the money, even though I'm sure Nintendo gets some cut for those like PDP or what's the other one? PDP and Play, PowerA. Those are the main ones. Like, they're getting some cut of that, I'm sure. So this is mystical to me. Similarly mystical, Nintendo is giving a 20% discount currently on the NES Switch controllers. So they're normally $60 down to $47.99, which I think is still way too high of a price to pay for glorified NES controllers. Yes, they can connect your Switch, but you can't really play a ton of games with them. They're just the NES controllers. And your Joy-Con are basically an NES controller, but smaller. Now, you do have to have a Switch Online membership in order to buy these. You cannot rely on a trial membership. It's got to be an official year-long or month-long or whatever they got membership. I don't think anyone should get these. I think it's really nifty that Nintendo brought back the micro consoles and then Nintendo brought back the controllers that work with Switch alongside the NSO system releases. I'm all for more NSO stuff, as we talked about, with Nintendo possibly prepping for a big upgrade to NSO in the next generation with Wii games and GameCube games, Virtual Boy games. But I think these controllers are overpriced and kind of unnecessary. I would probably rather have the Switch charging station than these NES controllers. But if you do need them, if you are a collector, if you, for some reason, really want to play... I guess playing NES... Nintendo World Championships NES Edition with these controllers is pretty sweet and might be the best way to play that game. But I find playing it on the Switch totally fine. I've been digging into that. I should have a bigger video for you guys in a while after I've tried out some party mode action. But so far, it's pretty addictive. It is a smaller package. It definitely is more of a $30 game than $60. Thank goodness gracious they didn't try to upcharge us on this one. But they're definitely upcharging you on these NES controllers because even at $48, that feels like a lot. This should probably be more like $30. And I understand because they can kind of be used as Joy-Con in a way, but like you're still very limited. You don't have any control sticks. You just got one D-pad. And I don't think you can use both at the same time. I think they have to be split. But who am I to say? They're bringing out chargers. They're bringing out NES controllers again. They're just selling to an audience that isn't me, and that's fine. Maybe there's a big market for an official Nintendo Joy-Con charging station. Is there? Are you going to get one? Do you think this is weird? Let me know your take in the comments down below. I frankly love today and love this video because I just found this to be hilarious and awesome and something Nintendo would do, because Nintendo would do it. That's like the only explanation, the only reason. They wanted to make a vitality sensor. They wanted to do Pokemon Sleep. Pretty soon they're going to have a Switch toothbrush. In the meantime, though, we do have a Joy-Con charger now in 2024, 7 years late. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, everybody. And until next time, thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Love you lots. SwitchForce out.